Coach, looks like you have a pretty strong lineup here tonight. Is that the indication that we're getting?
Yeah, there's still going to be some tinkering in and out before the end as we have 3 games. But the first time that our top 2 lines are going to play in the same game and get used to each other, and we're going to just try and get going a little more normal here the next 3 games.
Just the news on Talbot came out after we left yesterday. Just your thoughts on that?
Well, really unfortunate. I was under the impression that he'd be a couple days, maybe a practice, 2 practices, and then to hear that he's out the amount of time that he's out, affects us. Obviously, that's going to really up Forsberg's workload, and hence the reason why Pierre went and got a guy.
Sorry, Claire. Can you tell me when it happened?
He took a shot, I believe, in one of the Toronto games. That was under his pad, and it wasn't that bad. He rode the bike the next day and was just kind of managing it, and then it kept lingering and didn't go away. So then we checked into it further, and we end up with the situation we're at.
So can you confirm how long he will be out?
They're saying 5 to 7 weeks, but I can tell you that Talby, was on the bike doing all. He wants to play. He's hungry to play. This is certainly not enjoyable for him, and we wouldn't put him in a situation where he's in danger, but at the same point, if there's a guy that's going to beat the timeline, I think it'd be him.
How is this going to affect who your second goaltender is, your backup?
Well, certainly we have a lot of confidence in Sogard as a young kid, but at the same point, there's still a lot of development process for him, and that's something that Pierre and the management team are going to look at. What's the best for his development, and then they'll make that decision.
What has Zach told you about Hellberg?
Well, he's a huge guy. He was at the World Championships last year. And just this morning I asked Austin Watson, I played with him in Milwaukee, and he just said how good of a guy he was, and they had thought that he was going to be the guy kind of in Nashville that would come up and be behind Rene. So, he's 31 years old as a goalie. You never know, and he'll get an opportunity here to see if he can play in this league.
When do you anticipate him arriving?
I think he's coming in today into Ottawa.
Okay.
And then he'll join us for that trip out east.
Just in the case of Forsberg, he's done the job before. This doesn't put any extra pressure on him.
No, I think everyone, including everyone in our locker room, believes in Forsy and knows how talented he is and knows how hard he works, and the guys love him. They're going to play for him, and I'm sure when we start, he'll be ready.
What do you want to see in these last 3 games?
I want to see us, get a little more of, and we've seen it last game, more of our tracking, more of us breaking out cleaner. With these lines, hold on to the puck in the offensive zone a lot longer. Play that half-ice game that we got good at down the stretch last year, and start to see more of those in the game. I think the other night we had some, but we need more and more of those. And I think Montreal the next 2 games going to have a little bit of a better lineup. Suzuki's in tonight, Caulfield. So it's going to be going against competition that's a little stronger.
I think one of the things you talked about coming into this camp is building cohesion. And are you hoping in this last week of the season you can build some cohesion?
Yeah, for sure. Just get back to doing what you do. I think the one thing about the NHL, it's a lot of reps. It's a lot of repetition of your systems, of your breakouts, of ozone play, getting to know guys, and that's what we need to do over the next week. Whether it's practice, whether it's games, it's going to snap. You're going to snap your fingers, and we're going to be playing Buffalo quickly. So we've got to get those reps in, and we got to get feeling good.
What does the East Coast trip do in terms of maybe changing up routine, maybe a little spark or something different?
For sure, it's something different. And 82 games is a long time of a lot of the same things. And we haven't done that before as this group and stayed overnight out there. We'll get to give back to the community a little bit, invite some teams to our practice and get to see some different things. I was lucky enough to play 5 years in Newfoundland. They're some of the nicest people in the world, and these guys will get to see that.
Did you ever go north? St. John's?
We played exhibition games in Gander. I've been at every part of Newfoundland. I've driven home. I've flown home. I've taken the ferry. 5 years is a long time, but I'll tell you, honestly, every year some family would invite you over for a Newfoundland dinner, and they're the nicest people on earth.
DJ, during the overtime Saturday, you went with 4 goalies considering Is it something that you would consider in the regular season?
For sure. The guys that give us the best chance to score are going to be the guys that go on that ice, and I think that's a good problem to have. I don't think you can have anything set in stone in your mind. You got to go with what you think can win the hockey game, and all of it's part of being a good teammate. If you're on that night, or if you're not on that night, in overtime, there's going to be certain guys that are going to be counted on a little more than others, but that's all part of getting better.
With the success you had on the power play on Saturday, do you see the inter-competition ramping up a little bit here?
For sure, and you hope it does. Everyone wants to play. These guys are competitive guys. They're the best at what they do in their sport, and and we need it to the point where nothing's given. And competition, and healthy competition, is going to help our team be better.
Just about the Pinto line, how comforting is it that line came together so quickly and so well for you during camp?
Well, I think a lot of credit's obviously got to go to Pence, how well he's played, but also a guy like Mott that just knows how to play the right way. And then Joe's got all that speed. So it is comforting for sure. And they're the line that's had the most, success 5-on-5 because, they're playing the right way. So far, they've played the right way the most and the longest, and they've had the most chances.
At this juncture, will you take everybody east?
Yeah, everyone that's with us now, we'll go out there biting injuries and see what happens, and everyone will come out east, yeah.
Did I read in Sean Thornton's book that you and him lived together when you were in
Oh, yeah.
Newfoundland?
I think it was 3 years. Yeah, we lived out there, lived with a guy by the name of Ryan Pepperell, lived with Don McLean. I mean, he was there 3.5, I was there 5. Nathan Dempsey was out there, played 8 years. There's some great people that played there. There's some great people that live there. If Dick Hancock's listening, he's the guy that owned all the restaurants and bars downtown that used to take care of the team. Take care of us young guys, bring us over for dinner, and he had a family, and I can't tell you how many stories I had of just good people out there, and we were young guys, we were 20, 21, 22, that living a long way away from home, and families like that year after year just looked after us.